Light pollution is Sustainable Sites Credit 8. Here we have visuals of North Korea versus South Korea from a satellite at night. See, North Korea is completely dark in the evenings, where South Korea is lit. It shows the cultural differences, and it shows it is a decision that we make, how we affect our environment through policies and how we're interacting with our environment. This is just somewhat extreme case. Light pollution reduction credit requirements include reducing sky glow to increase night sky access, improve nighttime visibility through glare reduction, reducing development impact on nocturnal environments, and that's meeting the intent to minimize light trespass from the building and site. You really want to work from schematic design with the entire team through an integrated process, possibly including a lighting designer. In LEED version 4, draft 4, there are some revisions to this credit proposed, including a new rating methodology for light pollution called Backlight Uplight Glare, BUG. There's also an additional lighting zone 0 and incorporated MLO definitions. It also includes exterior signage requirements and exemption for national flag lighting. Project teams must comply with one of two interior lighting requirements. Option 1 is reduce the input power by automatic device of all non-emergency interior luminaires with a direct line of sight to any openings in the envelope by at least 50% between 11 p.m. and 5 a.m. After hours override may be provided by a manual or occupant sensing device, provided the override lasts no more than 30 minutes. LEED version 4 draft 4 proposes to remove the interior section of this credit since it is covered in the energy and atmosphere section. Option 2, all openings in the envelope with a direct line of sight to any non-emergency luminaires must have shielding, controlled closed by automatic devices, and be resultant of transmittance of less than 10% between 11 p.m. and 5 a.m. This is for interior lighting. For exterior lighting, the requirement is to not exceed ASHRAE IESNA standards of 91.1, 90.1 2007 exterior lighting section. Must meet 80% of the lighting power density in watts per square foot for exterior areas and 50% of lighting power densities for building facades in landscape fixtures and features. So you must meet the standard for light trespass for zone requirements. You see here there are some integrated lighting, solar powered, exterior lighting, glare control. Basically what you're looking for are full cutoff luminaires. The lighting zones currently include LZ1 dark, park and rural, LZ2 low residential areas, LZ3 medium commercial industrial high density residential areas, LZ4 high major city center entertainment districts. Associated with each one of those is aluminum's values. For LZ1, this includes 0.01 horizontal and vertical foot candles. 0% of lumens are emitted at 90 degrees or higher from nadir, straight down. In comparison, LZ4 high, here's in the city center, the luminance value is 0.6 foot candles at the site boundary, and 0.01, 15 feet beyond the site boundary. 10% of lumens are emitted at 90 degrees. And then LZ2 and LZ3 fall between that. For all zones, light at the intersection of a private driveway and public roadway accessing the site is allowed to use the center line of public roadway as a site boundary for a length of 2 times the driveway width. For schools, regarding sports fields, the sport field lighting is exempt from these ASHRAE standards. Automatic shut-off is required no later than 11 p.m. Manual override must be provided to avoid disruption of events. For schools, trespass, there are calculations in 2 conditions. With the sports lighting turned off, the light trespass requirement are same as listed above, but with just the sport lighting turned on, the light trespass requirements for horizontal and vertical foot candles may be increased. This is only for schools. For timeline and team, the lighting designer should determine the environmental zone. This may also be the architect. And after the exterior light is designed, there should be a photometric analysis as one option for meeting the compliance. In the construction phase, landscape architect, civil engineer, lighting designer, architect, and electrical engineer need to work together to supply the necessary information. Some strategies include considering low-intensity shielded fixtures and curfew controls to turn off non-essential site lighting after 10 p.m. And in general, it's better to have 2 luminaires with lower light output than one with higher output. And there's an example here of a System X fluorescent lighting system that has an innovative solution to the standard fluorescent tubes. Lastly, horizontal lamp positions and Volkoff luminaires must produce less glare. The benefits of light pollution reduction include improving nocturnal ecosystems, preventing sky glow and light trespass, improving night sky visibility, and the initial cost and ongoing operation costs for exterior lighting being reduced through more efficient lighting that actually serves more of its purpose for safety and lighting the site. Related credits include Energy and Atmosphere Credit 1, Optimizing Energy Performance, and Environmental Quality Credit 6.1, Controllability of Systems, Lighting. Calculations for the exterior lighting power density. Wattages must be input in watts, not just lamp watts. And for exterior sky glow, set up a horizontal calculation grid to measure the site illumination at the ground plane. LZ2, the grid should extend 10 feet beyond the site boundary. LZ3 and LZ4, 15 feet beyond the site boundary. And then you need to repeat this for vertical illumination. The calculation spacing should not exceed 10 feet by 10 feet and exclude building interior. Use manufacturing's fixture data to get exact numbers. Here's an example of the difference in a nighttime view of a full cutoff luminaire versus an exterior light that allows for a lot of spillage. There are both safety issues from glare and driving and inefficiency with energy here. Here's an example of a photometric site plan on a 10-foot grid and how this credit really encourages incorporating exterior lighting into your overall aesthetic of your building. Innovative example from Singapore, the Esplanade Theater. This was inspired from a fruit shape and actually shields the sunlight during the daytime in the glazed dome and allows indirect sunlight in, avoiding any additional heat gain from direct light, and also blocks the interior lighting from polluting the outside during the nighttime. to help that nocturnal ecosystem flourish. Sustainable Sites Credit 9, Tenant Design and Construction Guidelines, only applies to core and shell projects. It's to publish an illustrated document that provides tenants with the following design and construction information, which includes a description of sustainable design features, information on LEED for commercial interiors, and how the core and shell building contributes, information that enables tenants to tie into sustainable systems. So it's really showing how new construction rating system interacts with, for example, the LEED for commercial interiors rating system, that those two actually go hand in hand, and it's important to inform tenants on how to meet that intention. LEED version 4, draft 4, has added storage and collection of recyclables to the core and shell rating system. LEED 2009 commercial interiors includes water use, energy performance, energy use and metering, measurement verification, indoor air quality, controllability, thermal comfort, commissioning, environmental tobacco smoke, which all interact with the LEED core and shell rating system as well. Sustainable Sites Credit 9, Site Master Plan, is for schools. And the requirement is the project must achieve 4 out of the following 7 credits, which include Sustainable Sites Credit 1, Site Selection, Sustainable Sites Credit 5.1, Site Development, Protect or Restore Habitat, Sustainable Sites Credit 5.2, Site Development, Maximize Open Space, Sustainable Sites Credit 6.1, Stormwater Design, Quality Control, Sustainable Sites Credit 6.2, Stormwater Design, Quality Control, Sustainable Sites Credit 7.1, Heat Island Effect Non-Roof, and Sustainable Sites Credit 8, Light Pollution Reduction. Sustainable Sites Credit 10 is Joint Use Facilities. This is only for schools as well. The first option to meet this credit requirement is to ensure that at least 3 of the following spaces include the school are available for shared use by the public: an auditorium, gymnasium, cafeteria, classrooms, playing fields, indoor joint parking. This can also save on costs for a city or school. Option 2 for SS Credit 10, Joint Use Facilities, is engage in a contract with community to provide at least 2 dedicated use spaces in the building. Need to be separate entries, separate toilets, including but not limited to commercial office, health clinic, community service centers, police offices, library or media center, or parking lot. Option 3, provide direct pedestrian access to the spaces from school. Provide shared agreements about how and when the school can use the facilities. Ensure at least 2 of the following 6 spaces owned by other organizations are accessible to students, including auditorium, gymnasium, cafeteria, 1 or more classrooms, swimming pool, or playing field. Benefits include reduce the need to build on undeveloped land, reduce the amount of raw materials needed for construction. Shared parking can reduce impervious surface, which has synergies with heat island, stormwater, and open space. And cost of construction can be shared in joint agreements. Issues like security should be addressed in early design. Lastly, new sustainable site credit proposed in LEED version 4, draft 4. I'd like to end on this note because it really starts to show the direction that the LEED rating system is going and the intent of the United States Green Building Council and Green Building Certification Institute to start to influence the health of our built environment in addition to environmental benefits. And this is for healthcare projects, and that's to connect to the natural world, providing direct access for patients and places of respite. This could be a green roof or just open space, but really starting to connect to our innate drive to really be connected to the outdoors and nature. This concludes Sustainable Sites LEED version 3, presented by Summer Gorder, EcoReal LLC.